Powered by Riverside. Hello, and welcome into TheSadFan, where we talk about the good, the bad, and everything that made you sad. And we've got to start in the obvious place, Wes. Obviously, you have to start there, right? Because how often on a competitive game show do we hear somebody guess right in the butt? Wheel of Fortune. Grandmothers watch that, Wes. Grandmothers watch Wheel of Fortune. What do they do with themselves?
I'm speechless with that.
I mean, there's so much going on in the club, too, right?
I think we all know what was on his mind.
What's funny is his face after he says it, right? Like
Whoops.
Intrusive thoughts seeking into what's going on.
Right.
And Wes, you already discovered the abruptly. What was the biggest issue with guessing that?
It was only 4 letters for the first word.
It was only 4 letters. Bro, you're on Wheel of Fortune. You can't spell right. Like, I don't know what to do with that. Wes, I don't know where we can go with that. But that's how the week started. And wow, did it get going? Because now we're seeing shirts at Messi games where people pay hundreds of dollars, Wes. Premium price to go see one of the greatest European football players or American soccer players of all time, Lionel Messi. And I've seen shirts that no messing around with the MLS, no Messi to be found. Like shirts that people are just drawing all over their jerseys because they spent so much money to go to these games, and he's only played in 10 out of 20.
Yeah, he's only played in half the games. He's freaking good. I mean, they're 8-0-2 with him playing. He has not lost yet.
You think you get a pass, though? People are paying lots of money. Like, I don't know, man. I probably feel the same as I feel with, like, rest in NBA games. They say that there is proof that it makes them better or that they're better players, but I don't know that I agree with that because there's a lot of players that play, all 82. And where is that evidence? Where is that research going?
Right. I don't know. They're paying a lot of money, and yeah, I think you should be showing up to more of the games.
Yeah, well, how would you feel? Because you go to Sounders games, right? We've seen you at Sounders games. You've tried pictures on the show before of you at Sounders games. So if you pay all this money, probably, I wonder, when is the next time the NIM even play Seattle?
They're not playing them this year. I looked.
Oh, so you're not even going to get to go to a game with Messi. But if you were and you paid that $750 to $1,000 for a ticket, how would you feel if he just announces weeks before the game or a day before the game he's not going to go?
Yeah, that'd be pretty frustrating, especially if you're paying top dollar for a ticket.
Yeah, right. And if your team is bad,
he's an attraction. Yeah, he's an attraction.
Of course.
He's having the same effect. I mean, he's having the same effect on MLS that Caitlin Clark is on WNBA.
I mean, how many people do you think regret not going and seeing Kobe play or Michael Jordan play? So
yeah, I saw Kobe play once, I think. I wish I saw more.
One time. And it's with that, like, whenever I have an opportunity to see some of these great athletes, I go see it. And I just don't know what I'd do if, like, they weren't. I'd be pissed. I'd be so angry because I don't know. First, I'm a fan. Next, we do the show. But, of course, first, I'm a fan. And if I'm paying this money, I really want to go see one thing, especially at the end there with the Lakers. You think I want to see the Lakers?
I mean, I've never seen LeBron play. So
Yeah, me either. And we moved. Right, around the time when he signed with the Lakers, because it was around 2020, and that's when we left LA. So, and of course, there was a lot of people going to the games in 2020. It was very difficult to get tickets, as we all know. So, that was
I need to, I need to go see a Blazers game with LeBron there.
For sure, and you have that opportunity. Well, we'll see. We'll see, because he's only signing where Bronny goes. And who knows where Bronny's going to go.
My goodness. I don't understand what teams see in him aside from he's LeBron's son. This dude, are we really talking about him being a first-round pick?
You know what, though? If you look at this draft...
Is this a big joke?
No, but is there anyone even interesting in this draft? There's not a lot of, like, wow, this player could change my franchise in this draft. So don't you rate LeBron James above the other players?
Maybe if it was LeBron like 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Really? You don't take 2 solid years of LeBron James right now over any of the rookies in this class?
That's tough though. I mean, but you're also throwing away a first round pick.
Yeah, but you know what? You know who was first round picks? Darko Milicic. Darko Milicic was a first round pick. Okay, like let's go over all these. Joe Smith, first round pick. I think he's a first overall pick. Should we just keep going? Sam Bowie, first pick. Like,
Sam
should
Bowie?
we keep going?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, we can keep
Sean
going, yeah.
Mullins, first pick.
Greg
Like,
Oden. Greg Oden, first round pick.
first pick. Like, I mean, Nicotina, right? For the Knicks, when the Knicks took the French point guard. All of these players are first round. Like, so do you not take
DeMarcus Russell?
Yeah, first overall pick. Do we not take 2 years of what is perhaps the best basketball player of all time? Right? It's debatable, I guess. I think metrics wise, size wise, arrow wise, LeBron James is probably the best player we've ever seen. Do you not take 2 years of him, even at 40 years old, over any of the rookies in this class, just for drafting his son?
I guess it just seems weird that like
does
this is
seem
where we're
weird.
at. Like you're drafting somebody to get somebody else.
Yeah. Could you imagine? It's like a free market all of a sudden. Like, yeah, I'll sign him, but you got to pick up this guy, and then you got to sign him to the rookie contract, which means he gets a player option or a team option, or whatever bird rights. I think the team gets bird rights and he gets an option, right? Whatever goes into that, but he gets first round paycheck. He becomes a millionaire on his own. And then when Bronny inevitably sucks, which he will, based on all the records I'm reading, he's not going to be good. Nobody thinks he's good.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks he should even be drafted. Well, you get 2 years of LeBron James. You got to pay his son. Shoot, Giannis Antetokounmpo's brother plays for the Bucks, so Giannis is at the end of the bench, right? Like, what's the difference there?
That's true, I guess. I didn't know his brother was on the Bucks.
You forgot that Giannis was on the Bucks? Like, there's a funny clip from last year where he jumps up to block a ball and he's nowhere near the ball, and the whole audience like just cheers and goes crazy. He's nowhere near it. He just jumps up at the middle of the court, like, and the announcer says something like, "Did he really think he was going to get to that ball?" So
I
yeah.
don't think I saw that clip.
Yeah, I mean, like, yes. I think I personally, if the Warriors wanted to draft Ronnie James to get LeBron James, yeah, I think I'd take that. Like, I do. I think I'd take that.
Yeah. All right. I
Right.
mean, I guess if it was the Blazers, I'd say go for it.
Right? Why not? Like, what does it hurt anyway? Like, in the NBA, I think it's all up for grabs right now because you thought the Timberwolves were, the team to beat. And it's
I did
seeing
too.
the Mavericks are just giving it to him, right? And Luka Doncic is talking that shit. Luka Doncic is talking. If you would see all these clips, Luka Doncic is talking smack.
Yeah.
Like, you can't bleep and guard me to Rudy Gobert over the weekend when he stole the ball from Rudy Gobert last night's game.
Gobert's been invisible. He's been
Yeah.
invisible this whole series. And Jaden McDaniels laid a stinker in game 2. 2 points in 37 minutes.
Oops. Sorry, guys. Sorry to all the audience. But yeah, what did Jaden McDaniels do?
2 points in 37 minutes in game 2.
I think he also just got his name wrong. Yeah, I mean, Luka Doncic right now on the scene is putting his name in the hat for best offensive player in the NBA right now. Like, I think he is throwing his name. Yeah, right? You're seeing it too?
He's unstoppable right now.
Scores from anywhere, got handles. I mean, yeah, granted, he's not the best defensive player, but he looks amazing on offense right now. And I think he's right when he looks at Gobert and says, "You can't bleep and guard me." Go ahead, Wes.
Do I really have to watch a Dallas-Boston finals?
Well, I mean, like, you got a storyline there, right? You got a storyline there.
Obnoxious fan base versus obnoxious fan base.
Against
or I guess obnoxious owner.
No, man. Kyrie Irving back to Boston. That was not a happy divorce. They did not end that amicably. And could you imagine your scorned lover walking back into your house and taking your shit?
I mean, it's fine. I just don't want to see Mark Cuban win, and I don't want to see Boston win.
Wait, I thought your only issue with Dallas was Kyrie. You have an issue with Mark Cuban?
He's obnoxious.
Is that it, though? Is that the only problem you have with him?
He's obnoxious, dude. Yeah, that's a big problem.
What? That's it. That's all you have for me is he's obnoxious. There's no real reason behind your dislike for Mark Cuban, but
Do you realize how much trash he's gonna talk if they win? Oh my goodness!
They've already won one. He won one with Dirk. So yeah. What do you mean?
I don't want to hear him again. I just don't like him.
I don't understand that. I love Mark Cuban. I think he's a blast. I think he's a lot of fun. I think he's good.
No, I just any other team. Like, come on. I was really rooting for Minnesota. Like Minnesota, Indiana would have been a fire final.
There's really only one owner right now. I don't know. I guess I don't like the Suns owner because apparently he was utilizing that mortgage scheme to take advantage of poor people to make himself. But James Dolan would be the only owner I could think of that I just can't stand. That's irritating the NBA. James Dolan, the owner of the New York Knicks, is one of the more irritating owners in the entire NBA. See, I can't stand that guy.
I've never heard of him. I didn't even know who he was.
You have. He had Charles Oakley thrown out of a game once, remember? Because he was heckling him.
Charles Oakley?
Yeah. Charles Oakley was thrown out of a game, Knicks legend, because he was heckling James Dolan.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He's obnoxious, and there's tales of him forcing the team to listen to his band to play, stuff like that. I just can't stand that. Mark Cuban's fine with me. I think he treats the players well, right? I think he he runs the team well. He puts, let me walk all this back, because there was some stuff that came out about that organization last year that I forgot about until right now. So, problematic statement I just made, and I take it all back, and I apologize. But for the most part, Mark Cuban has been largely seen as a good owner, and you just find him obnoxious. You can't stand him. You can't give him one more win. You would rather see the Celtics win, Boston win, and then have to deal with Mark Cuban.
I don't want any of them to win. I want somebody else. I wanted Indiana. I wanted Minnesota.
Sounds like an election year.
I mean, at least the NHL, we got some good teams.
We do.
I don't mind the Rangers. I don't mind the Panthers.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with it. I'm with you. Dolan runs the Rangers as well. And it's funny because no one ever talks about that because the Rangers are always good. So you don't have really much to criticize when it comes to the New York Rangers like you do with the New York Knicks, who have been a blight on their city for years and years. I mean, and they were well celebrated this year, and they didn't make it any further than they made it before. So it's very interesting how that pendulum swings. But I'm surprised to hear you say that about Dallas. I would personally love to see Dallas go through, and I'd love to see Luka win one because I mean he probably is slander. You think?
Yeah, I think they're gonna win it this year.
Dallas?
I think they're getting hot. So
yeah, I would love to see Luka versus Tatum, Jaylen Brown versus Kyrie versus Boston. Even though I'm not a Kyrie guy, we've all heard it. Like I think he said some dumb things, but I can't criticize him this year. He's kept.
I just hope Derek Lively's okay. That was a wicked knee that he took to the back of the head, and he was wobbly getting off the court. He was down for a few minutes, so yeah.
Concussion, so he'll probably miss the next game, but he'll be back for the finals, and hopefully the Dallas can close it out. And we know the Celtics are closing it out because, as you said, Wes, who is actually uninjured and playing for Indiana right now?
I don't know any of their players. I was looking, I was like, I don't know any of these guys.
Like that are on the court, right? Like everybody that you know is hurt.
Yeah. They're just a bunch of nobodies right now.
The Celtics have the easiest path I've ever seen to the finals. And granted, you fought me on this, and you were like, do you really think that? Do you really think that? I was like, who in the East is good, Wes? Who in the East is good? There's not a single good team in the East.
I think the Knicks could have taken them down.
They were all hurt too, though. When they were playing the Pacers, their entire team was hurt.
I know.
It's like they have the easiest path I've ever seen to the NBA Finals, and I really, really, truly hope that because they're not being tested, they run into a brick wall.
We'll see.
Absolutely. So we got.
Again, I don't really care who wins.
You're just mad this year. You have zero skin in the game for the NBA Finals this year. But you mentioned hockey a moment ago, and I'm with you. We got our Canada versus the United States, and we got the best player in the NHL, right? Connor McDavid going against what many consider to be the best team in the NHL, and the Dallas Stars, and it's tied 1-1. So how do you feel
It's
about
going to be a
this
good
series?
series.
I think so too. I think it goes 7. I actually think both series go 7. If I'm burying the lead here, I think both these series are about to go 7 games.
I think Edmonton takes it.
Yeah? Well, you're on my side this
They're
time.
tough.
You're on my side this time with the best players win Game 7s. I was wrong about Denver, though. I was wrong about Denver. I will say that. The Nuggets did not win
No.
against the Minnesota Timberwolves. But yeah, I'm with you.
That was a good comeback, though, from Minnesota.
Yeah, absolutely. 26 points, right?
Yeah. They were down 26 at the half and came back.
Absolutely crazy. But here I'm with you. And I think that if Canada's smart, all of Canada is going to be packing Edmonton's arena because Canada needs this.
You think?
Yes. Yes, Canada hasn't won when was the last time Canada won a Stanley Cup? When was the last time?
Been a while, but
when was the last time Canada won a Stanley
So you're
Cup?
saying all the Vancouver fans, the Winnipeg fans, they should just be Edmonton fans for the weekend?
Yes.
Because Canada?
Throw your allegiances out the window. Throw your allegiances out the window, and you need to root for this because I just looked it up. That was my exclamation because I was trying to get my Google to search this for me. In 1992-93, Montreal Canadiens.
Wow.
Canada prides itself on this sport. It's pretty much all they have. This and maple syrup.
Don't forget about curling.
And curling. And the mustache for the curling, right? And the mustache. But
they're really good at sweeping ice.
But they need this, and they got the best player in the world on one of their teams. So they've got to come away with it this year, because if it's not this year, who knows? Like when the next opportunity is going to be, and they're so close. They're so close.
The next opportunity is next year, bro.
No, I'm talking about when they get this far in the playoffs. Right now, it's 1-1. So
every year is a different year. Every year, one of the Canadian teams has a chance to win it all.
Thanks, Joe Cliche. Every year's a new year. We just got to put our helmet straps on. We got to put the skates on. Left foot first, right first, second. Right first, second. Right foot second. And we got to get on the ice, and we got to play like it's a new day.
82 games, okay?
There's
82 games.
Enough of this, okay? We don't know when the next time it's going to be, and it's not damn next year. It could be next year, but it's not right now. There is only this day, Wes. There is only this day, if we're going to use cliches, and they need to win now. You don't think so?
Win the day.
Come on, give me something.
I don't care about the Canadian pride. I'm not Canadian, so I don't care if they win.
Yeah, I'm not Canadian, so they don't matter.
Yeah, they don't matter to me. Sorry, Canucks.
So then in the other series, we've got Florida against New York, which is very fun. It's a very funny series for multiple reasons. But I think Florida has the best team in the NHL. I don't think it's Dallas. I said many think Dallas has the best team. I think Florida has the best team in the NHL. And man, 2 overtime losses in a row is rough. That can really mess with your head, right?
Yeah. I mean, not if you're a professional.
Really, you think that professionals have just a different headspace?
Yeah, they don't let that get to them. That's why they're pros. They bounce back. I don't think that's going to matter. I think losing 2 overtime games. Apparently. 2 overtime games sucks, or losing 2 games in overtime sucks. But I think they're going to be fine. I think they're going to bounce back.
I do think it helps that this is one of the tougher teams that we've seen in a long time. I think this Florida Canadiens team is very tough.
I think we're going to end up with Florida Edmonton.
It would be great. That would be so great. What a great series that would be. From the snow of Canada to the sunny beaches of Florida.
Right?
It would be a great series. I think we would be very happy and involved. I think the Canadian fans would be very happy to travel down to Florida.
Yeah. Edmonton fans are going to go there and going to be like, what the heck? We're staying down here. We're not going back.
And what a Winter Olympics preview. Right? What a Winter Olympics preview we could have there. Because you've got Matthew Tkachuk, perhaps the best U.S. player, going up against Connor McDavid, the best player in the world, but the best Canadian player. What a preview we could have right now for the Winter Olympics.
It's going to be good. I mean, the Winter Olympics isn't for like another 2 years.
Yeah, who cares? It's a preview.
You're jumping ahead of yourself. We got the Summer Olympics coming up.
I don't care. This is hockey. They don't happen in the Summer Olympics, and also USA. Okay, so we had a huge injury in baseball, and I know it's too early to tell, but when an injury like this happens in baseball, we've got to take note of it because it takes the player out for the entire year. And the Braves, perhaps the only threat to the Dodgers this year, lost their best player, Acuna, who goes down with a torn ACL yesterday.
The Mariners are going to win it all. I don't know what you're talking about. The only threat. Got the Mariners here.
Are they not the hottest team in MLB right now, the Mariners? They were on a sweet little run for a little while.
Yeah. They just lost 2 straight. Well, they won yesterday, but they lost 2 straight to the Nationals. But, I mean, they're in first place in their division.
Yeah.
So, and they won 2 straight in New York against the Yankees. So,
okay, well, it's a good division. It's a tough division that they're in. And to be
this year, everyone else has a losing record in the AL West.
Look, Houston's a champion, right? Texas is last year's champion. Angels are the Angels, and the A's are the A's. But you got 3 really good teams in that division. I mean, they're only 5 games below 500 and 4 games below 500, respectively. So you think that the Mariners can keep it up, or you just hope they can keep it up?
I hope, but I mean, I'm a Mariners fan, so I've had decades of
disappointment,
misery. Yeah, it's
well, last year, right? Last year we were filming this show with Chelsea MC, and you were like, "Hey, suck me back in," and they lost a kid. Right? They lost, and they had to get them into the playoffs. They went on a losing streak at the end of last season. Yeah, and they played themselves out of the wild card, and you were so mad because you started going to games again.
Stupid.
You're like, every year they pull me back in, and then they lose.
Yeah. I went to Bark at the Park the other day, and man, that was fun. So many dogs. If you like dogs, go to Bark in the Park. It's awesome.
Were your dogs well behaved, or were your dogs assholes?
We only took the lab, but he was a good boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had like a little a kiddie pool filled up with water, and the dogs were like playing in the pool.
Waiting through the pool.
It was cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they were like playing. There were like 2 dogs wrestling in the pool.
What were the food specials? I love to know the food specials on days like this.
I don't think they really had any because they only had like a small section of like the third level that was like criminal for the dogs, but
that's absolutely criminal. Absolutely criminal. You need to have specialty food items for dogs because you know why? If for any other reason, sales, baby. People are gonna buy that and be like, "Oh my god, it's so cute! It's a doggy dog." All right, so let's move on to the WNBA, which is fantastic this year. And your Seattle Storm, they're back to 500. At first, you were like, they are not good this year, but I told you they've got a solid team.
We got to win over the Fever. 18,600 packed the arena for the game against Caitlin Clark. She's bringing in the attendance.
Of course. She's the most famous player in the WNBA right now. She's not the best yet. She's a rookie, but we'll see what she can do. Like, we have faith. But you're a rookie finally made an appearance, too, and I'm going to pronounce her name wrong. Nika Mule. And do you know what she wore to her first game?
Nope.
She had a T-shirt made with her visa on it instead of approved. Because what was keeping her away was she was having difficulties with her visa to get into the United States.
Dang.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. I was like, what a statement. Visa approved. Right. So you're a rookie. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, make a shout. Your rookie finally makes an appearance. You've already got Skylar Diggins-Smith, like I said about it. She's one of my favorite players in the NBA. You've got Jewel Lloyd on that team, Nneka Ogwumike. Like, you've got a solid team in Seattle if they could put all the pieces together.
If. That's a big if.
Yeah, it is.
They're not the same Seattle Storm they used to be, but...
You're such a jaded Seattle sports fan right now. Like, if I'm not going to get too excited, like the closest thing we get to you being overly excited is the Mariners are winning it all this year. But outside of that, yeah, you're kind of jaded when it comes to Seattle sports. Do you always get sad?
Well, yeah. I mean, we've only won one thing in all of history.
Well, no, the Seahawks have won one thing. I think the Seattle Storm have multiple championships.
Well, yeah. But
yeah,
I mean,
Brianna Stewart and
not
Bird,
many,
bro.
Yeah, not many people were paying attention back then,
which is sad because right now, luckily, again, like praise Caitlin Clark for what she's been able to do. She's been able to bring people to these arenas because this is a good product, and we've said it throughout every year this show has been on. that the WNBA is a good product. You just have to go watch. It is fun. These players are talented. It is great. And you said something. You said you think the Connecticut Sun are one of the best teams in WNBA. And Wes, ever since you made that comment, and even prior to that comment, I guess, they're undefeated this year. They're 5-0.
Yeah.
Even the New York Liberty are 4-2, who I picked to go to the finals in that conference. But you
what
did
about
it
the
again.
Aces? Are the Aces undefeated?
No, Aces lost their first game last week, but they're 3-1. They dropped in the power rankings, but who cares? Like the Aces, they're allowed to lose. They're good enough to make it again, and that team looks good. That team looks solid. I don't think I'm worried about the Minnesota Lynx or the Phoenix Mercury really putting it together. But yeah, Las Vegas Aces, they're going for that 3-peat. But I think people underestimate how hard it is to win. Yeah. Yeah, that's why everybody on the Chiefs in the NFL is yelling. I don't think you have any idea how difficult a feat like that is.
Has anyone ever done that in the NFL?
A 3-peat? No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
maybe in the championship days. You just threw me off. You asked me a question out of the blue that we didn't prep for, so now I can't look smart. But no, not to my knowledge. We definitely had back-to-back, but I don't think we've ever had a 3-peat. Have we? Steelers, did they ever 3-peat with Terry Bradshaw?
I think so.
I don't think so either. I'm sitting here thinking, like, has any NFL team ever won 3 Super Bowls in a row? And it's tough. And the only one I can think of is the Steelers.
No one has ever reached the Super Bowl with an opportunity to win 3 in a row.
Okay. So they didn't. They had a great run there with the Terry Bradshaw, Franco Harris Steelers. So
the only team to ever make 3 Super Bowls in a row, the Bills.
Yeah, they lost all 3. Good 3 balls of Buffalo. Great documentary on ESPN.
Poor Buffalo fans, man. I want them to win a Super Bowl. They deserve one.
I think people are. I agree with Dan Orlovsky, who's saying people are sleeping on Buffalo this year. I kind of agree with him. I kind of think people are kind of sleeping on Buffalo this year. And I think Buffalo has a good team, but we will see. Now, when it comes to the WNBA, it's time for everybody to get on board. This is a great season to come to the table. Teams are playing out of their mind. The league is filled with superstars and superstar rookies. And now we've got Cameron Brink in LA really starting to put it all together. She was already playing amazing on defense. But this week she had a game where she put up 24 points on offense. 2nd overall pick. Looks fantastic.
Yeah, good for her.
Yep, and on a bad team, so you know she's going to get a lot of opportunities because Los Angeles does not have a great team this year in the WNBA. So I say feed the beast, like keep feeding her, right? Yeah,
might as well. Get her reps, get her the minutes.
Absolutely, I agree. So I'm very excited about that. We're going to drive people to these games. We're going to end the show on a sad note, and we want to shout out some things. If you are struggling with mental health or depression, please reach out and get help, because I promise you your family would rather have you here getting treatment, getting help, than lose you. And over the weekend, we lost a golfer to suicide, Grayson Murray. So, Wes, you want to give us some thoughts on Grayson Murray, because you're my PGA guy.
Yeah, he'd won a couple times on tour. He was a pretty young guy. I think he's like 30 years old. But yeah, he withdrew on Friday from his tournament, and then turns out the next day he killed himself. It's sad because, like, it doesn't matter how famous you are, how much money you make, you know. And this dude was a successful golfer, made millions, and he took his own life. Yeah, and he took his own life. It's sad.
Yeah, lots of golfers.
Again, if you're, get help, you know. Reach out to a friend, reach out to a specialist. Like, there's suicide hotlines.
We're in the chat.
We're, you know, I come from the military. There's obviously a lot of suicides in the military, and I mean that's something that they really hammered on us. Suicide prevention, you know.
Yeah, and I think we all rely on each other. We learn to rely on each other, and we hope that others do the same when it comes to these things. But a lot of golfers releasing some really heartfelt tributes to Grayson Murray and thoughts with his family. Whatever you can do, just make sure you're being a good person to people, because you don't know what they're going through. Like, we do our best and we tease people like Kyrie Irving, but at the end of the day, we don't want anything like that to happen. We tease people like Jamarcus Russell. Yeah, we're sports commentators. We're saying sports things. When something like this happens, it's absolutely tragic, and we never want to see it. Other sad news, one of our favorites, one of the best announcers of all time. Yeah, Bill Walton, one of the best monologuers we've ever seen in the booth that could just talk for 15, 20, 30 minutes in a row.
I love listening to him on Pac-12 games. He was always fun to listen to. Yeah, and it's sad because we were doing our prep for the show, and you went on your phone to see if there's any late breaking news, and sure enough, like the second you went on there, we found out that Bill Walton had passed from cancer. Yeah, definitely a sad weekend, sad Memorial Day weekend for sports with those two guys passing. So
absolutely, yeah. So hearts and minds with their families. Thank you for all the laughs, Bill Walton. Thank you for what you brought to the table. Thank you for introducing people to having fun with basketball. Thank you for introducing people to your weird Grateful Dead tributes in the middle of games.
Yeah, it's and another death, the Pac-12.
Yes,
the Pac-12 network signed off their final live stream of an event over the weekend. I think it was the women's softball Pac-12 championship, and it was 10 years, or was it? Yeah, I think it's 10 years it ran for, or instead now. So long, Pac-12.
Like that, all good things must come to an end. And we will see you guys next week. We appreciate you tuning in. Again, thoughts, minds with Grayson Murray's family, with Bill Walton's family. Goodbye, Pac-12, and goodbye to the audience. We will see you all next week.